Does everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes? Are there any corrections or anything to them? And if not, I need a motion to approve them. So is there enough of it to have that stuff?
Count.
Seven.
The short one.
I'll make a motion to just leave the minutes.
Oh, is there?
But is Brandy on the
Brandy's
phone?
on. Oh, Brandy, is that on 6? So then
I'll
7.
second.
We're gonna ask, we need 8,
What are we gonna ask Jesse?
but isn't she only make 7?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 and 15. Oh, I wrote Jesse twice.
No.
Hello.
So we'll have to get email.
Yeah, Daryl or Janice, I'm sure.
Janice too.
And Janice too.
The supervisor meeting in Bakersfield, like, I guess, for senators. Anyway.
So can we just do them?
We can vote
first and a
here
second and just send it afterwards?
Yeah.
to Get the
Yeah.
final, okay.
I made a motion.
And Rose seconded it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The treasurer's report. Have a report here?
No.
No report? Oh, okay.
Hi. Yeah, can you call in?
Okay.
Need you.
Our partner,
Call in, get
You
on
did
it.
That's weird. Yeah, we're a short one. So you're actually a great tech.
you're at the minutes.
Here, I'm just gonna put you on speaker.
Marty,
Yeah.
ask her if she votes for the minute.
Okay, Marty, can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you approve the minutes? I know you haven't seen them. I'll send them to you. Okay,
And we don't have a treasurer's report, correct?
No.
Okay.
and
And
that's
so,
not Marty's fault.
That's
That's
my
not
fault.
everything, so.
okay. I wasn't figuring it was Marty's fault. Not throwing anybody under the bus. It's all good. Okay, so we'll go to new business, the Partnership Academy of Health Sciences. So is that your guys' report for us?
Sure.
Awesome, we'll let you have it.
Okay. So, I'd like to pass these around and we'll go, oh, just grab one. I'm bad at guessing how many. So the first page is, just a description of the Health Sciences Academy. And it has been in existence since 1992 at Porterville High School. Porterville High School is the only high school that has health sciences. There are other kinds of academies around, but Porterville has the only health sciences. And our partnerships, the reason it is called a Partnership Academy of Health Sciences is because it has forever involved people in the community, especially and predominantly people at Sierra View Medical Center. And it has been and continues to be rated, distinguished by the by the people who rate academies. They look at activities, internships, and academics. So these are the members, are the people who are our supporters and members of our advisory board. And it includes people from the medical center. We don't have a member on our advisory board from the foundation, but we would love to include you if we know you pretty much have a lot of time doing what you do. So, but we have representatives of the Family Healthcare Network, Porterville College, Tulare County offices, City of Porterville, And people like Pro PT and Imperial Ambulance. And our advisory board meets every couple of months, and we most importantly hear what's going on at the academy. And we have a member of the board who is both a student and also the director of the academy. Our graduates, our graduating class this year included 116 seniors, and they all have done internships. In spite of the pandemic, we've been able to get everyone to be an intern at some place during our community of health sciences jobs. Most have college credit, all have certificates of some kind. 22 of them applied for our scholarship this year. That's the most we've ever had. And because of that, we had to read all of the essays and select only 11 to be interviewed. And of those 11, we could not choose anyone who could not be recognized with one of our scholarships. So we gave 11 scholarships this year, which is another record. Our scholarships are designed to recognize and reward outstanding high school students. Our academy had the #1 high school student in Porterville High School this year. And many of the students that we interviewed were in the top 10. We try to provide financial support for the people who are going to become members of the health sciences community. And they have to submit transcripts to us during their college career to prove that they are following a career, that they're still aim for a career in health sciences. And our eventual aim, as I know that you're part of your mission, includes providing support for those who will come back and enter in our health sciences community. Our scholarships, which you have been a big part of always, we as of this year, we have committed $312,000 in scholarships. And Tim, I can't add that quickly, but how much have we actually given out?
We've given a bit over 200,000 so far
Yeah.
in the 10 years.
So,
Because what we commit, we don't always, some who don't end up staying in their health, in a health-based career, or some who don't keep up their grades. So some get forfeited, yeah.
so if you turn to the second page of that little flyer is the names of all of the students who have graduated through 2018. You can see that we have students in medical school. We have students who are working in the field of nursing. We have just people who are pursuing PhDs in some area of research or whatever in health sciences. So we are very proud of this, and we are very grateful for the support that we have received from the foundation and also the hospital board. So Tim and I are here to, again, ask you for your support. And because your support does make a big difference in our ability to support these kids. So we feel that we're doing a great job. And one of the things is we talk to people who are giving scholarships at the scholarship night at Porterville High School just the other night. And many of them do not even see the people that they're going to give scholarships to. They're picked by, people in the administration or a teacher or whatever. And we feel so fortunate that number one, that we are able to read the essays. The essays were incredible. And then interview the students. And we really, we connected with them when we were handing out their certificates. So this year's certificate, we are very proud of this, is that we made this year's scholarships in honor of Sierra View Medical Center, which includes the foundation and the hospital board and used to, and for years, the Volunteer League, which we now recognize is no longer an organization. So anyway, the third page is our request letter. And we are hoping that you will, again, support our efforts to help and support these very worthy kids who are working very hard.
And does anybody have any questions for them? or-
Of the 11 recipients this year, how much is each one of the awards?
There were two different amounts. There were 3 students who are receiving full ride scholarships at schools. One of them is Cal Poly, another is UC Merced
And Baylor.
and Baylor. So we felt that because one of them is the #1 student in the class, we could not just not give him an award. So those students all received $1,000, and the rest of the 8 are all receiving $5,000 over 4 years. So each student each semester will send their transcript, and we'll take a look at it to make sure that they're meeting the GPA requirement, and also that they're still taking health sciences classes, working toward. Great.
Of the funds, Dr. Sosa, in regards to, you said, since the program started, and the monies that have been earmarked for those students, how much of the remaining balance has not been used that's carrying over to support future?
That's how, I mean, in a way, it's been helpful for us as we reward news, because we know this year we're committing more funds than we're gonna have coming in this year, because we have,
For this year,
Yeah.
this minute, yeah.
because we have, I mean,
But the thing is, we're committing them over 4 years. So it's not, I mean, definitely we have money to pay. Well, in fact, we have money, we have not collected as much money, but we have that money in the bank to pay everyone.
yeah, and I think because we had about a $50,000 cushion, but that was before he had written some checks that you said was another about 50. I think we're probably in the black, probably 35, around somewhere.
More than
More
that.
than that?
Yes, because we have money in an investment account.
Yeah.
That we don't touch. So that money is like $50,000. And then we have 30,000 in the cash account. So we have plenty of money left too. But we recognize now that our fundraising needs to be year round, just as yours is. So we are planning to have an event at the Health Sciences Academy next fall, inviting people who are potential donors to show them how great everything is and have them meet some of our graduates and that sort of, yes.
Yeah, the hospital and the foundation and the league have been our primary sources. We do send lots of letters out to the community, and we do get support.
Support, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so do we normally just we'll talk about it and.
Yeah, and then we'll
come up
let
with a
them
number.
know.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, thank you.
We very much appreciate you guys coming and, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your support in the past.
Oh.
Yes,
It's great to be able to help these
Yeah.
kids, yeah.
I can tell you Riley graduated. Well,
Did she?
Riley
Yeah.
said, it's in Arizona, she already has a job, but it's in Arizona.
I'll tell her to come back here.
Yeah, well, I saw Riley on there, so.
thank you.
Yes, thank you for hanging out for your time. So typically discuss this now or what we're wanting to do, or what have we, or what
Usually
do we
do
typically do?
5,000.
We've done it for a
Oh, okay.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are
Yeah.
5,000, I think, I've been.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, the part that I mean, you know, the board had, and I'll just share with the foundation board, but the board had. Two of the board members, a lot of reservation was just the financial state of the hospital was really point of the discussion. Not the, you know, and they did go ahead and elect to give the 10,000. But as they're continuing to build up, you know, their perpetual foundation.
right, because part of it's not, because all the students aren't going
Right.
through, so part of their money is staying, sure.
Right, so the question comes to be in regards to our benefit, what's the district's benefit? So one of the things that we started here just this year is you know, because the shortage of units, nurses. So we're now partnering with a school called Unitech. And 30 of our own employees will be in this program, this RN program. So what would be really neat, nice to see, and again, I know every high school student's dream is to go off to college, you know,
Yeah.
or have experienced college life, but if any of them decide they want to start here, maybe start working, they can get a 4-year degree and become a nurse. And get support from the hospital. And so there might, working with that healthcare pathway, kind of my idea is to start tapping into that pipeline of those students that are so committed, because as you can tell,
Right.
even Riley going off to, you know, Arizona, they're not gonna come back.
Yeah.
I had, you know,
So
just-
if they leave and go somewhere.
Not-
Program.
some, a lot of times they won't come back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if we can kind of lock them in here, and give them that 4-year degree. And I think that might be some kind of bridge I'd like to see moving forward, sort of the pathway.
So that's a program that that we're already partnering with.
Mhm.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably those little spiders from the fair yesterday.
Still can you?
Oh, God, they kept showing up.
I don't know, it is the spider season.
Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But
You know, you're all.
so those kids aren't necessarily having to go off to a 4-year school. They can join like this program and they're still getting their education.
How do you let them know that?
And they don't, well, this is something we just started.
Oh,
Just started in our first, like, our first class is just finishing up their very first class, but the nice thing about this program is they don't even have to have all the prerequisites. They can do the prerequisites in this
If they
program,
go.
so they can do their anatomy and their physiology.
Which will then less likely to lose them. Sometimes you do the prereqs at a community college and then get
And-
something else happens and then they
Yeah.
lose them in the healthcare.
Did they-
Where they don't get the grades.
Were they
that
already
need.
employees?
Right
now, we're
And then they can get the program and
Because they don't see.
Yeah.
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 So we just wanted to share with the foundation that there's some.
To get the hospital sponsorship, I believe you
No,
have to
the
become an
healthcare pathway
employee.
is very
But then we
important
would just-
like, into our community.
You can
Oh,
work at the hospital, get your degree, the hospital will pay for part of it,
figure
so
out
then
how to
you're kind of
pull
net zero at the end of it, from how I look at it, but we haven't opened it up to the community yet. Just because
So.
with it being new and exciting, we've had a lot of
Should
applicants.
we stay with the 5,000? Is that?
I think 5,000 is
Okay.
enough.
Well, when you say you're thinking of, how do you start this here and get them, I mean, how does it happen? What you're gonna do?
Well, again, it's being part of that pathway program and giving that feedback.
That students,
Yeah.
yeah, letting those
Yeah.
students know you have an
All the
opportunity.
people.
Right.
Mhm.
You don't have to go.
Is there
off.
any way to even do it this year? So some, no, too
No,
late.
because they have to be a year working here to be, you know, so.
Well,
we're gonna have
Being
to-
eligible, okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably have to start getting that communication
So
out.
kind of like, so then they would, if they could intern with you for like a year or something, does that count?
They have to be
high
a per
school?
diem.
Okay, so they have to actually
Yeah.
kind of be out of high school where they could actually work.
Right.
Okay.
We would need to go meet with the pathway and maybe even meet with them more when they're like juniors. That means they can start working.
That's right,
their
so
senior
letting them
year
know.
And that comes straight to us.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, per diem's not that many hours, so we can definitely get them started on that path. So then as soon as they graduate, they would want to, they can come here and start right away with the tech.
Just wanted to share.
Not everybody gets a full ride.
Oh, yeah, right,
The rest would be thrilled to have.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I think we should go ahead and do it. So I'll make a motion that we
Okay.
give them $5,000.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I said, do we have Brandy on?
Brandy?
Marty.
Brandy?
Loser? Did we lose Brandy? We got Marty.
You messaged her too.
Hi, yes, I'm
Yes.
here.
Do we have your vote?
Yes, I vote yes.
Okay.
This is all for them.
So does that give us all that we need?
I have everything one to Jesse. if you-
Okay, and so, okay, Jesse means one. Okay, so the next item is the Fairview Foundation Venmo account. That's
That's that.
Yes.
Maddie's there.
Maddie's gonna, okay,
Yes,
Can you
so,
guys hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
we can. Thanks, Brandy.
Okay.
yeah, so there's 3 types of Venmo accounts.
No, Maddie from our.
I'm Maddie.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got Chris out in the sun. I got a good farmer stand.
All right.
Yes, so there's 3 types of Venmo accounts. We would qualify for the charity nonprofit account, which is new through Venmo. And so to get it, we would have to get a PayPal account. So Venmo is actually owned by PayPal, which I had no idea about. I don't know if you know. Yeah. So we would have to get an account through through the primary organization, which is PayPal. It's really easy. It's a business account. It costs $0. Then we would turn that into a charity account. We would have to basically prove our 501c3
So you just
status.
have to send them the paper.
Yeah, there's a form that we fill out. It would be super easy. And then they'll review it, they'll approve us. Then we can technically use our PayPal account as an active PayPal account. People can donate through it. I wouldn't recommend it. The rates are pretty high. It's 2.89% with a fixed fee of 49 cents for each donation. But once we have that PayPal charity account established, we can then create a Venmo charity account. And they're a lot lower. They're 1.9% with a 10 cent plus 10 cents per donation. We'd also be charity verified. So I was on Venmo earlier. You could actually click on charities. It'll pull up a bunch of charities that are on there. So then, and then if you go to donate, it'll stay at the bottom. It'll pop up and say this is a verified charity. So they know they can actually write it off. We would get donation history and account statements with donor contact info. So we can have receipts for taxes. We'd have separate wallets. So like a personal one and a transaction one, we would only use the transactions. There's photo gallery and posting options, QR codes and QR kits. We don't really need those, but it comes with them. So, and then I also looked at the limits was something that people were concerned about. But now that there's a charity account, we have the weekly bank limit transfer of $49,999.99. So I don't think we're gonna be pulling that much money out of Venmo anytime soon, so I think we'll be fine. For a week, yeah.
Let's set our side tax.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we'll be set for a while. But I think it's something worth having. It's gonna cost us $0, just a little bit of time to establish it. And then we could have it. I don't know if I'd use it as our primary source because it is 1.9%. So whereas with Authorize right now, we pay 10 cents per transaction and then a 10-cent batch fee per day. So it's a lot cheaper if we go through Authorize. But it's not gonna hurt us to have, especially as a backup.
Is that, because I know for another charity organization I'm on. So is the Venmo's just another way, another form of paying,
Another
like besides the Square?
Yeah.
And some other people are used to using that, I'm guessing, because they already have a Venmo account, so it somehow makes it happen.
You have it right now, I can just show you. It's so much easier than Square.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
What about Zelle? How do
And
you
the
Zelle
rates,
send that?
same idea. Yeah. it's-
Zelle's just quicker because you get the cash.
That's,
right away.
yeah, bank to bank.
Yeah.
This one, so we can pull it out instantly. That'll cost you a fee. You can pull it out 1 to 3 business days and it's 0 on that. What I would do with it, so like for golf, some cards didn't go through, they didn't have their card on them. I would flip our sign around that had our Venmo QR code on the back. I wouldn't use it as option 1 and be like, oh, we
Yeah.
accept Venmo. I'd be like, okay, your card didn't work, you don't have your card on you. Hey, it's Venmo, and then we would just check the account right there. Just because of the higher fee, I wouldn't use it primarily, but it wouldn't hurt to
Do
have.
the cards cost us too though?
So for authorized, we pay $25 a month for our account, and then we pay 10 cent per transaction. Whereas Venmo, we have the 10 cent and the 1.9%.
Where authorized might have like a Square type.
Yes, so I'm working,
What is Square?
Square?
Fee to get to?
no,
Oh, there's someone Square?
there's fees to Square. So yeah, there's a $0 monthly fee, whereas we pay 25 for
Right.
authorized. But the in-person fee for Square is 2.6% plus a 10 cent fee. Online, it's 2.9 with a 30 cent fee. Invoices 3.3 with a 30 cent fee, and then manually is 3.5 with a 15 cent fee. So what I was talking to Kim about earlier is it depends on how many transactions we're doing. If it's just a standard month, authorized and Square are probably a net 0. Because you have to pay the $25 for one and you have a higher fee for the other, so they're probably balanced out. For golf, it's probably when you're gonna start to see that with Square, because we're doing a lot more transactions, so we're gonna probably end up paying more on that. But I just found out today that Authorized has through a third-party site, we can buy a Bluetooth card reader, which is the same thing as Square. So then instead of typing, we can start swiping them. I don't have any pricing on that right now, because their website's down. But once I get pricing on that, as long as it's not outrageous, it's probably gonna be cheaper for us to keep Authorized. We'll keep that for the online payment. We would have the swipe, to use in-person at events, and then Venmo as a backup.
Where I've seen it fundraising, whether I know it's handy, it's just everybody has it on their phone. Like 90% of people have it on their phone. So
That
they
makes
can,
it quicker.
like, do I still pay my big checks that I do at a fundraiser in with my card?
Card or- yeah.
Check, yes, but when it's like, oh man, here, I mean, even my church now has a Venmo thing when my kid wants a shirt and you just boom, and it's done. And I don't have to sit down there.
Like I use Venmo for doing pianos, because they took Venmo for songs. So
So,
It helps.
so if you were at a fundraiser, so like, say, I'm the person at the fundraiser, it's gonna make it quicker for you. Because a lot of people may be using it, and so that's gonna make it easier for them to be the best. You're waiting in line, that's what I'm trying to say.
And it's much more apt that you're gonna get more people. That's why church does it for not our, like, I don't know, our monthly donation. We don't do it that way, right? But when you have a slew of people after church, you just, their kids.
Yeah,
just want-
right, and everybody's in a hurry.
And then you just scan and I mean, literally everybody can be scanning at the same time. So for that part of the fundraiser, when it is raffle tickets, when it's extra
Right.
things, not your tickets, not your big things.
Yeah,
People still are gonna 98% pay in those other ways,
yeah.
but it's just so, like, for instance, do I wanna go back and go get my purse and go figure out what I'm gonna pay? Or I'm sitting there at the bar and I could go donate a little extra for this,
Yeah.
whatever, and hey, maybe I know whatever. For example, raffle tickets, or I was standing there waiting, oh, shoot, yeah, I'll do it here, I'll do $20, because then I'm done. Because I have my guarantee.
That's the biggest difference is it's not that we're catching people that would have paid with card, you're catching people who weren't gonna pay anything at all. So like when we were sitting out there and people were walking past us, selling
Yeah.
tickets in the hospital, like, oh, I don't have my
Yeah,
card.
right, I don't have my card
But
on
you
me.
have your phone on you.
Yeah,
And so you might be able to catch people that way and be like, oh, if you see that they're not gonna do anything, oh, well, we do have Venmo. And kind of throw that out there. It's a one last thing to throw out
And so
there. And I know
because
you have
it's-
your phone because you're holding it.
and so, yeah. And so because it's now a charity account that they have, because which they didn't have before, that's kind of getting around. I know before, when I looked into it, it was gonna have to do with the tax deal, like, oh, so that's not a question anymore, because it's a charity.
No, it's a charity account. As of last year, I don't think they had charity accounts, because that's what I was.
I don't think so either, because I'd had somebody from an account.
Yeah, I think before what charities probably did is they used the standard personal account. Because you cannot be a 501c3 with a business account. But now they have the charity
Yeah.
account because PayPal has the charity.
Right.
So PayPal has, it's like Giving PayPal is what it's called. And so now that they've established that at PayPal, they carried it over to Venmo.
Have you played with it before? You like take
Yes.
this little bit and scan it, and then boom, it would say donate to Sierra Foundation right now, and then when you could put in, I want to put $100, $20, whatever, and it's done. That's it. And you're done.
I
That's
pay my
it.
housekeeper that way, my hairdresser.
Yeah, that's, I've heard people talking about it. Well, so it sounds like it's a good thing for us.
You just, the only thing is you have to have someone who is tracking the Venmo. So like if we were at golf, if we're accepting Venmo at golf, they can't just be like, oh, I Venmoed and walk away.
Oh, yeah.
I need to be sitting there and be like, I have your name, you're good, you can go. So then it's not like, oh, I Venmoed you, and then they walk away and it's like. no,
Someone
you
has to
didn't.
be logged in it.
Yeah, which is fine, because at golf, we were sitting there, if we had the Venmo open on my phone. it would-
Right, you would've-
You would just be
would know.
tracking.
Okay.
Then it'll just pop up like it would literally say Debbie Richardson. And then it would say that she just gave $40 and then you know, the next person, and it goes that fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's something. I'm going.
This is
lost. Yeah, we don't know how to use it, but they do. I was too old.
I think that way, then that's what made me cave, and now I'm like, how did I live without this?
Yeah, how did
It's so ridiculous, I don't, it's
It's the
like, and now I love it.
Yeah.
I'm ready, between me and my nails, that's what. But, and all my friends would want to Venmo with
Yeah.
other like.
We use it for lunch in the.
Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah.
Have lunch, how can I go pay you back for the coffee you picked up for me, I can just shoot you some Venmo. And I really should. Did it so hard, like literally the last year, I promise, I was the holdout of everybody I knew. But it's.
Now
so
it's like,
weird.
how did I live?
Like,
Well, so it sounds like we should get it, because it's not costing us anything to get it, and then if we use it, it costs us a little bit, but so does the other, right?
I don't think the idea
Do we need to
was
vote on it?
Like on the back of,
Yeah,
so that it's not like where everyone's like, oh, look, I just did it, they didn't give a choice, they're still gotta go through and swipe the card or write a check. I like that idea a lot, like that's only can be used for one part of it.
yeah, especially it's only really the fees would impact us at big events. If we're going through and 9 out of 10 people are picking Venmo, we're gonna be paying more than if they went with the authorized or the cash route. So I would just hide it, yeah, and then offer
Or even
it.
just tell them, like, I've been at places and they've said to me, hey, can you pay this way? You know, right, because it's
Yeah.
less percent, like,
Yeah.
MX is more than, you
Yeah,
know, it's like,
right.
they're.
Especially if we had the card swiper too, it's
Yeah.
gonna go a lot faster in Kim's line when she was swiping at golf.
How much you take.
These are trustworthy. okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kim was taking pictures of.
And they're like, you can just take a photo of my card.
That was at the fundraiser that I helped with. Oh, yeah, they wrote it all down on a piece of paper. We don't want to wait in line. Here's my visa. And I'm going, I have an idea. So like, you crazy people should not be leaving. Don't leave this with me. I know.
I told Maddie, I'm like, I'm totally trustworthy.
I need cards with my mom.
Card for hours.
No, people were very confused. Whoever was
Well,
helping with their cards, they were like, giving it, she was like,
Yeah,
$20 on each card. I was like,
Karen did not leave her card.
No, I did not.
Getting my card out.
I'm thinking seriously of changing the spelling on my first name to like AARYN or something really weird that nobody's gonna be able to replicate. Okay, do we need to vote on it or? We do? Yeah, Kim said we need to vote, so do we need a motion? All right, Debbie. Your turn now, Debbie.
Either one. I'll do it. Sorry. I make a motion that we incorporate Venmo for our Sierra View Foundation.
Okay, do I
I
have a second?
second it.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
I mean,
Opposed?
I use it plenty, so
You have to in our home.
I do, I have clients, right? Yeah, they use it all the time. Can I use it Venmo you? Sure.
So the rural health center account is,
Yeah, is this to ask about putting funds there? Okay, is this the 50? Okay.
That's what we asked about last month.
Yes.
Yeah, so the $50,000 that was generously donated by the family in Clovis, we have family that donate $50,000 to our rural health clinics.
Really?
We only have one. So to Arabella, we let Josue know that the generous donation came through. But we kind of need a line item, like this is really, I'm talking to my phone, Marty, because it's really a question for you. We need to allocate those funds specifically just for them, like we do CTC and also Friends of Nursing. So then they would come to us and like,
With a request.
yes, with a request to ask for like part of their funds, even though it's their money. And then we could basically be the keep the door
Doorkeeper.
Exactly, right. So Marty, we need to vote on that.
Right, you need to, the vote just needs to designate the funds. I mean, I don't know the exact legal terminology, but that's what you're saying is, so I can allocate it on my financial statement, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we do that. Designate the
second it.
funds for rural.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
right.
Oppose? Okay,
Okay.
well, very good. Well, that was nice that we had big
And I'll
donation.
put it, it was exactly 50,000, right? The check was.
Yes.
Yes,
And we already sent a thank you for that.
Actually, no, the clinic themselves want to send a thank you, so we have them sending it, and then we thought we might as well send a thank you as well, and then we'll just double thank.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have, there's no investment update, the hospital update. Donna?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna look back on here, just on my. Have my head turned in here, looking at the back of my head. No, well, a couple things I know in this last month, and there was a lot going on around the volunteers. And as we continue to work through that, things have started to settle in. A lot of our lead volunteers have moved over to the adult volunteer program and are continuing to provide volunteer services. So that transition is going a little bit better post 30 days from the decision that board made to dissolve the 501c3. So I think as the state finally will make final approval of that, then what what volunteer did was any perishable items out of the gift shop have been donated to our self-care carts that we use. I use to go around to the various floors, and staff love chocolate, so they just love to gravitate to those self-care carts and they pick items off of it. So, but all the non-perishable items are just inventory waiting for state to make a ruling, and then we will reopen the gift shop with looking for a partner, which we kind of have plans in motion right now of working through that, but we not knowing a timeline, we just don't want to get too far down the road. So everything's just kind of locked up and secured until such a time we can move forward on the next steps. I think the next steps will give us some opportunity to work with our student pathway partners too. So that's kind of what we're looking for and how they incorporate them into our kind of decision. We're working on budget and capital as well as the financial situation. I am happy to report to the foundation. We will report to the board Tuesday. We're in the second month of the making the income operations. Small game, but it is a game. It's not the going the other way. So we're starting to, all the changes that we've made from about November are starting to come to see that on our balance sheet. So this week we did have to go through a restructure of our span control. And so we are doing everything we can to not have to do a reduction in force. But we did in this restructuring our combined departments. And with that had caused other leaders to either go out of leadership into other exempt roles to get our spending control. And what spending control is having the right amount of leaders for the number of employees. So we have 986 employees, and we had well over about 60 leaders. So that number of employees really warranted best practice is 1 to 20. And so with the changes that we made this week, we come into a 1 to 23. So we are right where we need to be on the right size. We have now in totality 42 leaders. And then
I think the cut, guys.
Yeah, so 42 leaders, that's including senior team and myself. And with that, we are right sized as far as the leadership size, that we don't need anything in the future that we will probably need to combine more department service lines departments, but we're gonna work through it during the thought. So the last couple of other items I wanted to share with you is there was a distressed hospital loan that the governor put out under an AB assembly bill. We are going to apply for it since we've had a $19 million loss the last 2 fiscal years right now. And that it will be a repayment loan with no interest or low in, I hear it's no interest. So we're going to apply, I'm hoping for at least 20 of the 19, to cover offset our losses and then pay it back once we get the cash flow back in. Going. $150 million. Yeah, Queen has already said that they think they qualify for 50 million of the 150 million.
Was it only 150 million?
150 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Statewide.
Mhm.
150 million statewide, yeah.
Not gonna go very far, right?
Thinking, I was like, oh, wow.
150 million. And with that, they're trying to use some of those funds for Madera reopening.
When they,
No.
But only hospitals to qualify for this is like district hospitals, independent hospitals, so no system hospitals.
great.
So like Tulare doesn't qualify because they're at this community. So that's all the business stuff I wanted to cover and give you a heads up about. Yeah, it's been a really rough week. And on top of that, the marketing teams outdone themselves with the whole hospital week on budget. So we have hot dogs. And I had a hot dog in probably 2 years. Yeah, so
More
It
years
was
than that.
fun. So we used JoJo's Gorilla Dog and it's like,
it was very, very, very fun. The employees really gave a lot of positive feedback, so. Valerie was crushed it on all the event coordination and everything, so thank you, and the marketing team just backing up everything going on, so that it's a team effort for sure. But she is the champion over there down on the sports league. We are starting a human donor breast milk program, and so we've been working on this for quite some time. Being the only baby-friendly designated hospital in Tulare County, we did recertify our designation. This is like every 6 years we got designated initially in 2016. But what does baby-friendly mean? We promote exclusive breastfeeding, because we know that babies breastfed or receive mother's milk for the first 6 months of life, it reduces their mortality and morbidities, significantly for the mom and the newborn. So what we're doing here is a lot of times when moms deliver and they're here with us for 3 days, they feel their milk hasn't come in, they really just feel unsuccessful with trying to support exclusive breastfeeding. So this human donor breast milk so mothers can donate to this company. This is a company that stores it at room temperature. It's not a frozen milk bank. We won't have it goes through this company. They check it for all infectious diseases. It's truly safe. It's packaged in the right amount for newborns, and it's a 2 ounce because newborns can only eat 2 ounces. So it's packaged at the right amount. And it will support the mother's desire to exclusively breastfeed and leave that little bit of extra support. So this is a new program. We've had to apply with the state on this, and we're waiting for their final approval.
So kind of like getting colostrum too.
Yes.
But instead of doing a baby calf, we're gonna give it to the baby.
We're gonna give them. Okay, so right amount of calories, which I've been doing research on, and it gives you 17 calories per ounce. It's the right amount of calories and it's the right amount of dose, and it will support moms, and so they're not feeling so stressed. They don't. That's the reason why they are not successful in a hospital to breastfeed, is because they don't feel like their milk has come in. Now we can kind of augment that.
So there is an really close by, and that mom was me, and I had my best friends donated her own.
Yeah.
And I had too much.
But
did it, and we did, this is just, I'm
Yeah.
here up because I was in the breastfeeding. Because
Yeah.
I didn't give up, and I was going to. Because my guy, like, she was, her kid was older, but literally came in with frozen milk, like, don't give up.
Yes.
And so I didn't, but we were looking for this, but we didn't have it.
I was as well, and one thing that our moms will be able to purchase this from the company, and this is the only company that if a mom is a donor. And they want to donate, they will pay them $1, they pay them an amount of money to donate their breast milk. So, and then it goes through this
Yeah.
company, they test it and do all the right things, and then it gets processed at a very high temperature. Unlike pasteurized frozen breast milk, it is processed at a high temperature, so then it's able to store at room temperature. So there's not this whole
Yeah.
freezer thing and all of this that.
So they can continue it even when they leave the hospital if somebody was still having difficulties or.
Yes, they
Wow.
can still
Well, that's
obtain it.
awesome.
And they've even told us we can put it in vending machines, so if moms want to come here and. I'm talking to the CEO of this company and yes.
That's amazing.
Is it more expensive or comparable
It's
to?
probably
It's
pricey.
similar.
They would-
Got formula.
Yeah, mine too.
Like
With the
$40
twins too.
But still,
Imagine if you went to.
because I know that my daughter-in-law, she would, I mean.
Someone make one wrong left turn.
Hard.
It's not-
No milk from my coffee.
And like, people that, it's not easy. You're not. Yeah, there's no-
No, I mean, I was not.
Wow.
Yes. Right, because it's mental issues that happen with moms.
Right.
But there's some moms, they can produce like no.
The crate, I think-
I know. Delivered at the same time and she had full freezer full.
Well, yeah,
It's like.
Not, yeah, not me. Maybe I get like that much. If I go, stop reading.
And the more stressed you are, the more you think, right? So it's a whole thing. So we have experts, we have lactation consultants that we get money from First Five, and so this program is something, Faye is very passionate about, this program and marketing supports, our baby friendly initiative, so. Yeah, so that, I just wanted to share that one, because it's just kind of a new kind of unique program to our organization. And then the last thing, a couple things that we're watching is there's a legislative. So we're a disproportionate share hospital. We get significant funding from the federal government. I have year after year I've asked Kevin McCarthy for delays in these cuts. So we are on the bandwagon again to ask for a delay in the cut of these dish funds. So we're hoping that in the proposal, it is going back and forth with the federal side, that they will put a delay on it, but it would have a significant financial decrease of revenue for us if they cut it. And then there's a 25 minimum wage hour initiative that's going on in Sacramento for anybody that works at a hospital. We did come in at a starting rate of $25 an hour. So we haven't budgeted for that, but if that does pass, that'll be a significant impact. A significant problem to try to figure out how to resolve. So, and then there's a whole bunch of other issues that come with that because there's compression and issues, and it's not just the entry point of when they're coming in at 25, it's all the compression, that happens. And then the last thing we're working on is we're working on our master plan, which is having to do with the facilities, our 10-year plan because of the earthquake standards. And we have revenue bonds that we took out to build a subacute unit. I think I mentioned to the foundation. Well, with the rising escalation of inflation, we put that on hold. So we are having to go back to the table and figure out. So with that, the DPS network also got the money for the local health clinics. So it supports the donation too. So we are not going to lose focus on developing rural health clinics. That we have one, but we're going to develop more. But we do need to figure out how we're going to spend the rest of the revenue funds on the master plan, which won't be hard to do. Because it's easy to spend money. I'm sure.
Okay, now say that about the DPS. Are you gonna have to close it down?
No, so we are gonna come to the table here in 2 weeks with our architect, another law change came about. Where we figured out another plan of how to connect the ER to the main hospital. So we're gonna work through some of those new OSHPA, HIA rulings with our architect to see how we can keep the 35 bed subacute
In its place,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna connect it in a different way without interrupting.
I hope not.
I know. That's okay, I'll just have to-
It's very perceptive on things. Always, she always asks me the hard questions, but I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
He's gonna want to approve those architects.
He loves the courtyard. Yeah, I love the courtyard. So that's all I have. I'm sorry I had a lot, but I just wanted to review. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you. Yeah.
I noticed last week, there's a lot of buzz about different service lines, possibly closing. A lot of that is. Do you have any feedback on that? I mean, for a minute, that I was like, everything was closing, and nothing was closing, but it felt like that for a minute after.
Yes.
So, which is wondering if the answer is not.
Yeah, sure can. So we have been going line by line, looking at our service lines of what is breaking even and where are we losing money, and obviously there's service lines that that actually augment the supporting the other service lines. So going through that organization service line by service line, we also have come with an initiative to try to go back to our managed Medi-Cal insurance companies and negotiate some different rates on some of these services. Because if we close that service line, their members have no access to care. So at this point, we haven't limited access to anybody or closed any service line at this point. So that's my goal, is trying to keep on that path of where, how can we make the service line break even? So one of the things that we're working on very diligently is the staffing costs, because that's 60% of that service line's expenditures. So if we can bring the right productivity in line with that service line, we can get it to break even, we're okay. So that's all the work we've been doing since about January.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and everything's still open. Nothing's been closed. So, yeah, you're welcome. The hard questions. Because the more you're informed and you get those questions, and you can answer them.
That question might be coming up a lot. There's a soundbite from your call with CHA that's on Twitter about service lines.
Yes.
So that, and Don's been in all the news articles. I shared that article a gajillion times from CHA. And it's talking about service lines and about how cutting costs and all of that. So that could be where that question stems from. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those sayings they say, you can't save your way 100% out of the problem. You have to figure out initiatives to grow and make things efficient. And by trying to, making things lean out a little bit, it saves the service line. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And then going back to the payers and saying, you need this service line as much, we run it really well. We need you to pay us what costs are.
Yeah.
Right? So like, for example, physical therapy, if Medi-Cal only pays us, $25 for a session, but our costs are $104, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right.
Nobody
That's
It's not fair.
No, so hard. So, thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so no strategic planning, community outreach, Kim.
I'll make it quick. Before hospital week, we actually had Nurse Week, where we celebrated nursing and did various events and raffles and celebrated the nurses. And on Friday, we awarded our second leader, the Daisy Leadership Award, and that was Kristen Rios. The first one was Hannah Lamb, and then she was our second one. So she's been with us since 2006. And she was promoted to Director of Nursing for Surgical Services in May of 2020. Great timing, right? Right during the pandemic. So she was recognized for her extraordinary leadership in surgical services, as well as her involvement in state and regional nursing leadership organizations. So we did a big celebration for her outside where our Daisy Wallace and Jeff awarded her her prize. So that was nice. As she mentioned, we're kind of eliminating some of our extra services. We did eliminate our coffee corner, and then Java Express has now taken over our coffee corner.
Saw that. in the paper.
Yeah, so they're open quite a few hours now, 7 days a week, I think 10 or 11 a.m. to 8 or 9.
6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I think
Oh, really?
They're
That's
open
long.
for night shift, day shift, food shift. They are open all the time.
They're very excited.
They're,
They were excited when I was getting the coffee, they're going to tell me.
yes, they are super sweet. So if you are fried,
they are, and
Oh,
there's
my.
a ton of flavors.
Yeah.
So if you're by the hospital and need a coffee, just run in.
So they're, I mean, they're here as the vendors, they're selling it. correct?
And it's their same menu. From what I understand, it's the same menu as their drive-thru. It's from what I believe. Don't quote me. I've never visited it.
I'm planning on getting tea on my way
Well,
out.
there
I
you
saw
go.
that when I was waiting for security, I was like, wow, fantastic.
Yeah, they've been well receptive, so
Okay.
the staff is
Nice.
excited about that. Coffee drinkers. Yeah. Hospital Eat Celebration is here. As Donna mentioned, we did hot dogs for our big lunch. And we also did cookies from Just Go With It, which we brought to you guys. So they're delicious.
Yeah.
I ate 2 of them. Tuesday, we did breakfast burritos for night shift and day shift. And then on Thursday, we did Dippin' Dots actually, which went really well. We had never done Dippin' Dots before. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. It'd been since I was like a child that I'd had them.
Ice cream,
Yeah, they're like the little like balls of ice cream that are like freeze, like a.
they're like a cup.
Yeah, you get them at like baseball
Yeah, you
games.
spoon, they like melt in your mouth.
Yes, they do.
Like pop cross. Like little babies. Yeah.
Our spring edition of Health Insights magazine did launch last week, and that's available on social media and on our website, and will be in our monthly digital newsletter that we send out. So that highlights recruitment with Christian Pozo, who was a new recruitment for us from one of our events last year. And then we also highlight some of the heart attack stories that we covered at our First Friday Coffee. We cover our Stroke Award, we cover our Wound Healing Award, and a few other articles, National Donate Life. Trying to remember off the top of my head. So that's a good one. So take a look. And then our leadership has really been out in the community lately, which has been great. It's been refreshing to see more of our leaders kind of putting themselves out there and supporting like youth and other entities. And so we just recently for Lindsay Unified School District, they hosted a healthcare professionals mentor breakfast. And SBMC leaders, we had Richie Hernandez, who's over imaging, cath, radiology, and I think he picked up a couple new ones this week. And then Dr. Brian Brasfield, who's over pharmacy. They were both there to represent the hospital and talk to the students. And so, yeah, we are really encouraging that and want to see more of that. I do the MTA pathway, so the marketing students, and we do like on-site interviews with them and like planning and invite them out to like our foundation events to do pictures or like video for them to get experience.
So your picture on the social media.
I always leave mine out.
Oh, credit, come on. Yeah.
Okay. Annual orientation, that's just an internal change for employees. We're doing them all at the same time annually now. TB testing has been going on for us, and that will wrap up by 5/31. Marketing is 100% now. Unitech College, as she mentioned, we're still accepting applications for the next cohort. We have biometric wellness screenings coming up, which they do for staff and also for their spouse. So your spouse can come and do their biometric screening and get a $75 gift card for doing that. And then I think it's with Rally Health, and like you track like your success, like if you need to lose weight or like you have high blood sugar, they look at like everything to kind of see where you're at. We're going to be hosting an event with our HR department called Coffee and Coworkers, and we're actually going to partner with Job Express on this event and have our leadership out to just kind of round with employees and talk to them about like anything that's on their mind, or, you know, they just want to, it's just to get people back together post-COVID. So we'll be doing that our courtyard.
While it's still here.
We have another blood drive coming up. I know some of you donate blood at those events, and that's June 8th, which is a Thursday from 12 to 4. I'm assuming it's the mobile unit. It's always parked out over on this side. It's pop in and donate. Are we giving popsicles? It's just the theme.
The sign up link will be on Facebook tomorrow.
Oh,
To
perfect.
register.
So yeah,
that's
so if you
good.
follow us on Facebook and you want to register in advance for a time, if you don't find it, let me know. We can always email it to you guys too. Imaging careers is a push for us this week. We have quite a few positions open in that area of the hospital. So really trying to promote our sign-on bonus, which we do, as well as our retirement match, which Columbia and the other hospitals aren't currently doing right now, which is 6%.
And Richie's on the
I know someone that
Fresno
just finished.
City Education Board now for imaging. Just
That's
they're
great.
bringing some of these are donated.
Awesome. It's getting out there.
He is getting out there.
I like it. And then we celebrated Health Management Technology Week. So we celebrated our IT team. And then we also celebrated National Skilled Nursing Care Week. So we celebrated our DPSNF team. And
And we have a new leader
Yes.
of our DPSF, and she came to us from Delano.
Oh,
And she's very skilled.
Oh, yeah, that was the one that you guys were talking about.
yeah,
Seeing that.
And I heard she might be bringing more from Galena.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, really?
that's what she said. She's trying to.
Trying to
She
squeeze.
has 5 of her own employees that want to come over and work for her.
Oh,
Yeah, good.
Yeah, yay.
That's a good
Are
sign.
they just,
Yeah.
are they aren't any more in? Or-
Yes, so we need LVNs and CNAs.
And then last but not least, it is Stroke Month. So we've been putting out a lot of information on stroke awareness on social media. So if you guys haven't set up your medical ID on your phones, it could save your life. Put in your information. I have mine set up. Yeah. So with your emergency contacts. I still might have my dad's, so I need to update it. But yeah.
And there's also a thing on your phone, if you push, you set it up and you push this thing 5 times, on the left side, it will call 911. Yeah.
You don't have to,
Yeah.
you don't have to set it up. It'll do, it does it.
It'll-
Yeah.
You don't do it right now.
Okay, so don't do that.
I actually did it.
And then.
I know.
Kidding, don't come.
Yeah, it's distracted with mom and I set it off. Yeah, and then,
You leave and 911 shows up at Shirley's.
yeah, I was right there, exactly, the driveway.
And that's it on that. We
Okay, so I'm guessing we don't have anything on.
Ron didn't come.
I know. Well, I did email her and invited her today, but I didn't hear back, but she has a company called Confectionery Diva. And I did see her cupcake, I showed her a picture. She brought a dozen cupcakes that were beautiful. And she does wedding cakes, really fancy stuff. I know. She's an RN. She's a retired registered nurse, and she's been doing this for years. Kind of new to our community. I think she's been here 2 years or so.
Maybe she'd make a cake or something for our.
Yeah.
Our event.
I know.
Or two.
Our two, yeah.
She wants to come, and she was gonna come once, and then I think we didn't have our meeting or something, and then she couldn't come last time, and so I did email her again to let her know we were having a meeting today, but she's come to the Larry King Hispanic Chamber of Commerce ambassador meetings we've had, and she gave away a dozen beautiful
Did she meet
cupcakes.
Melinda stuff?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get her here at some point, but yeah, she makes beautiful, she's on our Instagram.
And what's the company?
Confectionery.
Diva.
Ooh, yeah. She's really sweet and
Everybody's
she
ready.
likes this. It's her thing.
Cool.
Okay, special events, Jackie.
Well, we had a very successful golf tournament, thanks to all Val's wonderful efforts and me, even and the rest of the marketing department. Because it was a little different, so we had to move it. We had to move it to Tulare and kind of get used to all what they wanted. Yeah, and which I we're gonna have a meeting, a recap meeting next Friday. But I did suggest that she give a call to Plaza in Visalia because Plaza actually has 27 holes. So I think they could probably start us at 10, but I'm not sure. We gotta talk to them. Yeah, and that was probably the only complaint
Yeah.
that I heard was,
I feel like when I did leadership by Celia, we had a golf tournament. I feel like it did start at 10
yeah.
at Plaza.
It's a little
Shade,
away.
of course, too.
Is it shade?
There's a lot more shade there.
Yes.
That's where we do our golf.
But I thought it went really well, just not as pretty as River Island. It's.
Actually, they do it.
Yeah, the same day,
I mean,
that was fantastic.
We all almost had a heat stroke.
The next,
It was.
yeah,
It was.
once it's recapped, I think we're gonna find we did better than
Yes,
last year.
yeah, we'll have the total.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
That's Plazas, they don't have an updated clubhouse. That is very outdated.
Yeah.
It is very outdated.
It's very small, towards like the bar at Clarion's, that is a lot nicer and stuff. That is not the case.
Yeah.
The food's good though.
Well, if the food's good, and
We
not as
really get past it.
expensive, because their food was pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't really, unless they're going afterwards, I mean, Tulare was pretty good about having somebody driving around delivering drinks, so.
The service was nice. The bar.
Yeah.
I mean, if we needed to, I wouldn't hesitate to go back.
Yeah,
No.
but it did make me miss. Oh, beautiful.
I know.
Can I just add one thing? Really thank everybody for letting me have it off.
Oh,
My sister they did come, my youngest of the new siblings came to California. They've never been to California. She lives in
Cool.
Texas and her husband. So it was a surprise. I didn't know about it till a couple of days before. That's why Greg didn't give them the 4 people that were playing on the golf team.
Oh.
So, yeah, so it was just, so I had to clean my house really quick and get it ready. You know, and anyway, they were here for till Sunday. We had a really nice time. We did go to Yosemite
Oh,
and
nice.
all that.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, Rivers went.
Yeah, we understood.
Yeah, it was nice.
Next event coming up is Saturday, October 14th. We do, and I think I said this last time, we have Run Recover Reserve, we have the Ramirez's Home Reserve, and we did decide on a name for the event or theme, and it's Rock and Roll for a Cause. And I believe next Friday, we'll be looking at
We have. Steve.
artwork. And then
And
we,
quotes.
and what?
And quotes.
And quotes from the from the caterers. And we still plan on doing silent raffle and dessert auction. So. Any questions? We'll probably see every one of you next week.
I know she would.
Okay, so we've got a CTC fund request. I'm guessing that is.
It's in the
Oh, yeah, $7,500. Now, this is their money.
Yes, it
Well,
comes right out of
yeah.
their account.
Yeah, so they're having their celebration and
It's, yeah, for Survivors
it's
Day.
for survivors, yeah, for going
Yeah.
through chemo and
They're hosting
radiation.
at the, they're doing it at the movie theater this year. Yeah, and they're, so everyone that attends will get to see the Flash for free and get goodies and get a full meal. And they did this a couple of years
Nice.
pre-COVID and it was really a big,
Well received.
yeah, well received.
Oh, nice. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we give them $7,500.
Okay, so I have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Well, does anybody have anything else that they need to bring up?
Quick question, I haven't been called by NODA yet. They still, maybe they just haven't had anyone, maybe they've been real fortunate,
Okay,
but I guess I need to go get TP, another TP.
yes, the window's open.
Okay,
And he has to be read within hours, shoot for 40, because it has to be.
so they probably won't read on Sunday then.
Today is Friday.
I probably need to come in on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's
That's
fine.
right.
And you were talking about the $25 an hour. I can tell you that there's pushing legislation that over the next few years that all teachers are gonna be making 50% more than they are right now. So schools are gonna be earning.
It's the same thing for fast food workers.
Yeah.
Fast food workers start like $21 an hour.
I might have to.
It's not gonna be a whole
No, I know.
No, it's not, it's fair.
So the question like about the nursing deal.
Because my daughter feels like
So
she
would
makes.
that
great
like
money
qualify for like
here
people that
compared
like,
to most of
hey,
us.
I haven't been to college, but I want to be a nurse.
Absolutely. As much as in California.
I have an
No, it's almost half.
and a unit clerk on the med surge for 20 plus years, about 22 years. And she's pretty young, so she started very, very young. She would always want to be a nurse, and she, and people have asked her, why have you never been and become a nurse? And this program has allowed her to apply.
Oh, that's really
Great.
cool.
And her name is Anna. If she, yeah. And she completed. Mhm. Very nice. They, like you said, they've had a whole career. I admire those.
Yeah.
been Doing the same career forever, and
So I'm
Now-
going into number two. Go into this career.
I just want to thank all of you for all, I know how, there's so much work goes into all of this. And just your participation, your hard work and commitment. It truly lifts me up, all of the commitment that you showed over the years. So thank you so much, and for just your feedback and everything. We just, I personally
Oh, you do.
appreciate you.
For all you do, we appreciate
Wow,
you.
I was gonna say, we appreciate you, Donna.
Well, it makes it worth it. So thank you, Marty, and I know Brandy, you're on the line as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess we can adjourn.